Velotric promises up to 70 miles of range and a cloud-like ride with their Breeze 1 e-bike. But what's it really like after 1,000 miles of weekend adventures? I'm breaking down the full story, its durability, its real-world battery life, and whether it's actually worth your money. Let's get into it. When I first unboxed my wife's Velotric Breeze 1, I was looking at the spec sheet and it seemed almost too good to be true for its roughly $1,900 price tag. We're talking a powerful 750 watt rear hub motor, a big UL certified battery, hydraulic disc brakes, and a sleek frame that contributes to a total bike weight of just 48 pounds. On paper, it's a bike that promises power, safety, and comfort. But 1,000 miles later, we put that promise to the test. This isn't some pristine, out-of-the-box first impression. This is a review earned through 1,000 miles of weekend rail trail riding all summer with my wife. We're going to cover what my wife loved, what actually broke, and the ultimate question after all this: would we buy it again? First, we'll start with the good, because there's a lot of it. The first and most undeniable win for the Breeze 1 is its long-haul comfort. It all comes down to the bike's geometry. The step-through frame combined with those swept-back cruiser handlebars puts you in a natural, upright riding position. Over 1,000 miles, this has been an absolute back saver. On bikes with aggressive forward-leaning postures, a 20-mile ride can leave your wrists and back screaming. On the Breeze 1, it's just easy. It feels less like a workout and more like a pleasant cruiser, which is exactly what my wife wanted. At only 48 pounds, it feels nimble and easy to handle, not like the 65 to 75 pound bikes you often see in this category. The second thing that impressed me was the motor and its sheer consistency. The 750 watt motor puts out 65 newton meters of torque. So what does that mean in the real world? It means this bike still pulls, and it pulls hard. From a dead stop, the acceleration is smooth yet confident, and on hills that would have me walking a regular bike, the Breeze 1 just eats them for breakfast. I was honestly worried that after 1,000 miles my wife would start to feel a power drop and hear some scary new noise from the hub, but it's stayed whisper quiet and it's just as punchy as it was on day one. Whether she's mashing the throttle or using pedal assist, the power has been great every single time. Finally, the battery. Velotric claims up to 70 miles of range, which, let's be honest, is always in a perfect lab with a light rider on pedal assist 1. My experience has been mixing up the assist levels has constantly landed me in the 30 to 40 mile range per charge, which is fantastic. One review I saw got 35 miles pushing it hard, while another got 70 on the lowest setting, so my numbers fall right in the middle. More importantly, let's talk battery health. Velotric rates their batteries for over 500 charge cycles, and after 1,000 miles, I've probably put this through 25 to 30 full cycles, and as I hoped, I've noticed no real drop in maximum range. It's UL 2271 certified, a huge safety plus, and the fact that it's holding its charge this well gives me tons of confidence for the next 1,000 miles. Alright, now it's time for the unfiltered truth. No bike is perfect, and after 1,000 miles, the flaws can start to show. This is where the marketing meets the pavement. First up, the plastic fenders. At around 200 miles, the front fender cracked at the mounting point. Velotric did make it right. We took pictures, we emailed them, and the turnaround time was about 1 week. They sent us new fenders, so that was a plus. So even though we had a problem with the fenders, they cracked for no reason. Velotric did stand behind them, and within a week, they had new ones sent to us, and they were really easy to install. Her second issue was comfort, but not the frame. That part is great. I'm talking about the stock saddle. The Velotric Comfort Max saddle is fine for a quick 5-minute trip to the store, but once she started pushing 20 or 30 miles in a single ride, it became painfully clear that it's just not supportive enough for her. By mile 100, she couldn't take it anymore and swapped it for a wider, cushioned aftermarket saddle. It was an absolute game changer for her. For a bike that otherwise is so comfortable, the saddle really feels like a cost-cutting measure, and an upgrade is pretty much a necessity for any rider that would like a softer and a wider saddle. Finally, let's talk about the things that aren't broken, but are just missing. For a bike marketed as a perfect commuter, it doesn't ship with fenders or a rear rack. These are sold separately. If you plan to ride this bike to work, you need fenders. Trust me, riding through one puddle without them will paint a muddy stripe right up your back. And a rear rack is a must-have for groceries or a laptop bag. Having to immediately shell out another $100 or two on these essential accessories just feels like a mess. It's a great bike for commuting, but it's not a complete commuter right out of the box. My wife did opt for those accessories and has been very happy with their quality. I have a separate review video of Breeze One accessories you can find in the description below. So we've covered what held up and what didn't, but how does it actually ride today with 1,000 miles on the clock? The ride is as good as day one, and just as strong and quiet. What this tells me is that the core of this bike, the 750 watt motor and the battery, are holding up beautifully. The bike hasn't lost its muscle, it still climbs with the same authority it did on day one. The Shimano 8-speed system still shifts cleanly, and despite the cosmetic scuffs of 1,000 miles, the bike's soul is as strong as ever. So what's the final verdict? The Velotric Breeze One promised to be a lightweight, powerful, and comfortable ride. After 1,000 miles, I can confirm that it absolutely delivered on those core promises. The motor is a beast, the battery is reliable, and the ride feels like one of the most comfortable my wife has ever rode on. But the unfiltered truth is it's not perfect. You will almost certainly want to upgrade the saddle, and you will have to pay extra for the commuter basics like fenders and a rack. Which brings us back to the final most important question. After 1,000 miles, would I buy it again? The answer is a definite yes, but it's a conditional yes. I would buy it knowing that I need to budget an extra $150 to $200 for a better saddle, maybe suspension seat post, and a fender and rack combo. With those upgrades, the Velotric Breeze One goes from being a good e-bike to a great one. It's a reliable, powerful, and fun machine that has proven its durability over 1,000 miles. It's a fantastic value, not because it's perfect out of the box, but because its foundation is so strong, it's absolutely worth building on. Hey there, are you considering a Velotric e-bike, or more specifically the Discover 2? In this video, I want to quickly share 5 things I personally learned about it after 1,000 miles and a summer of riding it to help you make your decision to buy one or not. First, the bike's weight. It's a little more on the heavy side. I like the way it feels while riding with the extra weight, but I did need to come up with an easier way to load it on my bike rack on the back of my SUV. When I first bought my Discover 2, I was totally new at e-bikes. I tried to actually lift the whole bike up onto the bike rack all at one time, and doing it that way didn't last long. I did put together a video on an easy way to load an e-bike. I'll put a link to it in the description. But I had to learn the hard way, the easy way to load an e-bike on the bike rack, and there is a better way. But if you have some kind of more extreme physical limitation and are going to be loading and unloading it from a bike rack, you might want to consider a lighter bike. My wife is really happy with her Velotric Breeze One model, which is a lighter e-bike with many of the same basic specs as the Discover 2, just a smaller and lighter package. The second thing I learned was battery life. My wife and I choose a variety of rail-to-trail bike paths to ride on most weekends. I've found that the battery lasts 30 to 40 miles, which is perfect for us because we wouldn't want to be sitting on a bike more than that anyways per day. At the end of a 30 to 40 mile ride, I typically have about 10% battery left over. We achieve that kind of battery life by riding in trail mode and mostly in pedal assist level 3 to 4, sometimes 5. So I would say that's kind of a middle of the road riding mode for most people that's not too slow and not too fast. Obviously your mileage will vary. A person can definitely squeak out more battery life by putting in an eco mode and riding slower, say power assist level 2 or 3. The third thing I learned was ride comfort. I've been really surprised by the low level of fatigue I've had after a couple hours of riding it. It did take me a few weeks to get used to the saddle after not riding a bike before this one for years. Now that I'm used to it, the stock saddle works good for me. I like the handlebars. They feel nice and wide and they're adjustable, so I have a nice upright riding position. The bike itself is very quiet after 1,000 miles. It still doesn't rattle or make any noises. It sounds solid as ever. The fourth thing I learned about was the accessories. I've been really impressed with the quality of the Velotric branded accessories in particular. I went with the phone holder and the rear basket. The rear basket holds a lot, and I actually did a review of it, a separate review of it, and I'll put the link to that in the description as well. My wife got the front basket for her Breeze 1, and it holds about half as much, but still pretty large for a front basket. And the Velotric phone holder gives me confidence that my phone's not going anywhere. It's very secure in it. It's all aluminum. My wife did have a problem with a fender cracking, and that brings me to the fifth thing I learned: Velotric support. I emailed them about the cracked fender and sent them pictures, and within a week they mailed us new ones. She's had the new fenders on for a few months now, and she's had no problem with the new ones whatsoever. So I'm not sure why the first one's cracked in the first place. But the experience with Velotric support was good for me. I know it's not good for everybody else. I can only speak from my experience. They were responsive, replied to my emails within hours, and I had the replacement fender within a week. So it's not too bad in my book. So that's the 5 things I learned about my Discover 2 after riding and owning it for 1,000 miles. Did I learn more than that? You bet. But the video would be too long for most people to sit and watch. If you have any questions or anything to add, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. Hey there, today I want to do a small review of my Velotric large rear basket. It was an accessory I bought for my Discover 2, and I've been really happy with it. Just wanted to share some thoughts and some close-ups of it for you today. Okay, so this is my Velotric large rear basket. I've owned it for about 5 months now and used it all summer. Just wanted to show you some close-ups of it. Show you an underside shot of it. It mounts right under here is where the bolts come through. Do some quick measurements of the tape. It's about 18 inches wide by 13 inches by about 6.5 inches deep is its dimensions. The insert is held in place with Velcro. And that's what it looks like without the insert in it. You can see the mounting bolts right there. And it is adjustable back and forth. I have it as far forward as I can and still not hit the seat. That's where I like it. But if you notice, it's kind of tight. That's just the way I have it. It will slide forward if you want. That's totally adjustable. So just give you an idea of some of the real world stuff I put in mine. I got this igloo cooler that I put in it. It holds our lunch items and drinks. Then next, I put my bike lock in. That's a large 5.5 pound kryptonite bike lock that I take with us. I have a review on that, and I'll add a link to that review video in the description so you can watch a review of that. It's a great bike lock. Big bang for the bucks. And then my everyday carry bag. This holds all my miscellaneous little stuff, and I actually have a review of what's in that bag too, and I'll put that video link in the description as well. Just a lot of miscellaneous stuff I take on bike rides, so that's kind of how I pack it out usually. Cooler, everyday carry, and a bike lock. And then just to kind of secure everything down, trying to do this one-handed, sorry. I'll throw some bungees across diagonally on it, like this. Hook those in the side there. That keeps everything in. It's worked for me all summer. It holds a lot of gear. Very strong. So I'll kind of take everything back out, let you take one more look at it. Take the lock out. Take this cooler out. So that's it. Large Velotric rear basket. Made out of aluminum. It has not rattled or moved. It's been very solid. Been really happy with that purchase. Some people think it's too big, but bike's crooked because it's on its kickstand, but they think it's too wide. I don't really care. When I'm sitting on the bike, it doesn't look too wide. It looks kind of goofy when nobody's sitting on the bike, but when you're sitting on the bike, it doesn't look as out of place. So that's it. Just wanted to share some close-ups, some measurements, some thoughts on my Velotric large rear e-bike basket. Hey there, today I want to do a short video on this accessories that my wife bought for her Velotric Breeze 1. She got the rear rack, the front basket, the fenders, and the phone holder, all from Velotric. She'd been super happy with them. Just want to do a little review of those, some close-up shots, and maybe some measurements for you. All right, so first she opted for, I'll start with the front basket. That's the front basket. Comes with the Breeze. It doesn't come with the Breeze 1. You can order for the Breeze 1. It mounts right in the frame. Pre-drilled holes, pre-threaded. So it's really easy to install. So I'll give you some close-up shots of it. Get a look at that. A tape measure. It's about 13.5 inches by 12 by about 4 inches tall. The bottom is wood. We did have one of these little bolts slightly loose. We had to tighten up. It rattled when she rode, so we did have to tighten that up. But that's the front basket she got for her Breeze 1. Next accessory, she went with the phone holder, and that's the Velotric phone holder. Very, very sturdy, very strong. Mounts on the handlebar there. Fully adjustable to width. And it's very solid aluminum. Very sturdy. It's been a great phone holder. Almost bought one of those plastic ones off Amazon. I'm glad we didn't. So that's been a great add-on. Then she went with the, excuse me. She went with the rear rack, and she hasn't really used that, but she wanted it anyways. Get a measurement here. That's about 15.5 by maybe an overall 7 inches. Of course, it's real easy to mount down there. Pre-drilled and threaded holes it goes into in the frame. Super easy. Just want to get some close-ups for you. You take a look at it. The rear rack for the Breeze 1. And then the last accessory she went with, you're kind of looking at already, the fenders. The fenders are plastic. They've held up okay. The front fender did crack. We had to contact Velotric about it. It cracked right here where this bracket mounts to the frame. The plastic cracked. But we contacted Velotric. I sent them pictures, and they, within a week, had 2 brand new fenders sent to us. And I had them installed, and now this new one has been fine. So I don't know if it was a design flaw in the first one or what the deal was, but we haven't had any problems since. I don't know if it was just a fluke or what happened, but these have been holding up pretty nice. I'll show you a close-up where they mount.
So yeah, she went with the front basket, the rear rack, and the fenders for her Velotric Breeze 1. Some extra accessories. Oh, and the phone holder I forgot about. Just wanted to give you some close-ups and a little details on those.
Hello everyone. Today I want to share my thoughts on my Velotric Breeze 1 e-bike. When I was first in the market for an e-bike, I was looking at the model that my husband has, the Velotric Discover 2. But they did not offer the color purple that I love. So I decided to check out the Breeze 1. The first thing I want to talk about is the design and the build. It has a step-through comfort frame. I absolutely love the paint finish. It is a little bit shimmery, but not too much, and I get so many looks and compliments when we are on the trail. It has a solid build. I would say it's a comfortable riding position and easy mounting. One of the things I love about the bike are the wide handlebars, and they are fully adjustable. Next is the motor and performance. A very smooth pedal assist with really good torque. It tops out around 28 miles per hour, and it has a throttle that is very smooth as well. It handles hills well, and it's great for a commuter bike. Next is the battery and range. It has a 48-volt battery that gets up to 55 miles while on the ECO setting and pedal assist 1. Typically, my husband and I keep ours on trail setting, and we get 30 to 40 miles. The battery is very easily removable and charges within 3 to 4 hours. Next is comfort and ride. It is a very comfortable ride. I chose to add a wide saddle, which makes it just a very smooth and more comfortable ride for me personally. I love the upright position I'm able to sit. The 27.5-inch tires absorb bumps very well. It's a very stable and comfortable ride. Next are the pros and cons. The pros, I would say, is it's a very comfortable bike. It's lightweight, very solid power, it's long range, and like I said before, it has a very stylish design. The cons are that it did not come with a rear rack or fenders, and it did not come with the front basket, but I would highly recommend ordering a front basket. So my verdict for the Velotric Breeze 1 e-bike is that it is the perfect bike for new riders or daily commuters wanting comfort and value. I hope this video has been a help. If it has been, then please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.
Hey there, the display on your e-bike is more than just a screen. It's the command center for your entire ride. While many brands treat it as an afterthought, Velotric is focused on creating a premium experience. So maybe you're considering a Velotric e-bike, or you just ordered yours and you're still waiting for it to come in, and you want to get a head start on its controls. Today we'll walk through the features, visibility, and its customization. The top button is to turn the display on. You press and hold. Then you have your left arrow, your right arrow, that's your menu button, and then you have the up arrow and the down. And that's how you navigate on the screen, left and right, up and down. You also have a USB port way underneath there. A lot of people miss that location, but that's the USB port underneath. That button is the back button. So if you're in a menu, you want to go back, you hit the back button. And so we press and hold the on button and it turns the screen on. And here's all your information, battery level. Along the bottom there is your information for your trip. You can cycle through that using the menu button, and it will scroll through your total miles, your trip time, your trip distance, all that kind of data. And then the up and down arrow controls your pedal assist mode and level. So it's 1 through 5, and you can scroll through those. with just the up and down arrow buttons. And if you press and hold the menu button, it'll take you into the actual menu. And the first option is speed limit. You can adjust the top speed of your bike. Next is the sensor switch. You can set it to cadence or torque mode. Not going into great details on each function. I just want to go over the display today. The next option is you can clear your trip data. Then you hit the back button, go back to the main screen. Then screen brightness, you can adjust that here. And these adjustments are done with your left and right buttons, side to side buttons to adjust the brightness. And then you hit M to save, or just the back arrow if you don't want to change anything, the back button. Next is riding mode. I always ride in trail, but you can change it to boost or eco. Hit M to save. Then the rear light mode, you've got 3 different modes for your tail light. It can flash, it can be steady on, and this is where you change your rear light mode. Next is your auto headlight. It will come on when it gets dark. So you can have it on auto, or you can just have it on, or have the auto light off, and you can do it manually by pressing and holding the up arrow. This is the auto power off. I have mine set it to 10 minutes, but the bike will turn off if you're not using it. And this is where you make that setting. The next is throttle limit. The throttle limit, if it's off, it will go 28 miles an hour. If it's on, the throttle will only go as fast as the speed level that you're currently in. Next is cruise control. You can have that on or off, and while you're riding, if you press and hold the back button, it will activate cruise control. This is where you connect your app to the display. Scan that code. Next, to Find My. If you have an iPhone, you can add this to your iPhone under Find My, and you can find your lost bike or stolen bike. This is where you can set it to metric or imperial. And then some version information on your control, battery, display. Gives you some information on where you're at on your display. That's just a quick overview of the display panel on your Velotric e-bike. Oh, and I almost forgot the headlight. If you press and hold the up key, it will activate the headlight, and you can see that icon under where it says trail. Well, there you go, a quick walkthrough of the display on your Velotric e-bike. Hopefully it's been a help. They've got some pretty good documentation on their website that's much slower, and you can go at your pace. They might even have some step-through videos or how-tos, but the manual is real helpful, very detailed, so you might want to check out their website under support. But today was just a quick walkthrough, kind of hands-on, just show you what it's like to kind of breeze through it. Hopefully the video's been a help. If it has been, leave a like and a subscribe, and I would appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.